Yeah, so my choice for tonight's Zoom is Queen Kong. It's 82 minutes long. It's on a full version on YouTube, and it is, I said, so bad. It's good. It's incredibly bad. It's like it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's like a piss take on King Kong with a couple of musical interludes. And cheap as chips special effects and corny dialogue.
Staff should have been given fire safety training. The fire service should have been called within 1 minute of the fire outside the building being
next week, probably for the Zooms, because of the cancellation. Saturday, Sunday. Hopefully, like I said, there was fucking international break will be over. Bastard international break. No match at day, no match at day 2. That's a bit of a piss take.
And so hadn't been able to place fire exits appropriately.
I reorganised the fleshes.
The firm which handled the interior fitting out of Summerland might have inadvertently undone
it might make it easier actually.
Which built the exterior.
Have it
materials had been chosen that were cost
for 2 weeks after,
but which weren't sufficiently fireproof. Oroglass, for example, had been approved despite its flammability.
Yeah, well, I'll work it out.
It would soften and fall out of its frame in the case of a fire, facilitating escape. The fire safety budget had been a matter of contention, with owners repeatedly seeking cheaper options. Sprinklers were not installed.
I've had to send back the Jack Palance version of Dracula. It turns out it's entirely in bastard German. Someone's gone on the copy of Captain Kronos Vampire Hunter. It's the disc has been stained, or what's going on with it, making it unplayable. So that's had to be recycled.
This judgment, incidentally,
I have given back.
back.
I've actually donated to a charity shop today in Bernardo's, Complete Starsky and Hutch. I've had it for God knows how long. I watched maybe a couple of episodes, tried to get into it.
Summerland was eventually demolished and rebuilt. The new Summerland was smaller and constructed from traditional materials, with a state-of-the-art
but it's just there gathering dust.
It eschewed the open plan design of its predecessor and opted instead for a lower.
The Persuaders with Tony Curtis and Roger Moore has had a stay of execution. Same as the Champions. I've hardly ever watched it, I've hardly ever touched it. I mean, to me it'd be more useful someone else who wants to watch it making space for future purchases, but at the moment the Persuaders and the Champions have had a stay of execution, same as Nearest and Dearest.
Is a scarred cliff face. It should be hoped that the lessons learned from the fire at such great cost do not disappear so
I prefer Not on Your Nelly. I do prefer Not on Your Nelly to Nearest and Dearest. When I looked at the back, about 6-7 series. So not Nearest and Dearest has had a stay of execution, but I'm still umming and ahhing about the Persuaders. Accidentally switched off my bloody eye. A rather battered but still working iPad. One of my favourite channels on it is Fascinating Horror. He's got different topics. You can go to his channel and go to playlist.
On the 24th of February 1989, United Airlines Flight 811 was making its way from Los Angeles in America to Sydney in Australia, with a stop in
Yeah, so Zoom tonight, Queen Con. To be easy enough to find, is it the full version? Obviously with the changes, Zooms next weekend. Hopefully match day will be back to normal. The international break should be over. I live in hope. It's I'm getting cold turkey with
It was the 89th Boeing 747 ever built. Over the course of its lifespan, it had accumulated over 58,000 flight hours and had never been involved in any accidents. The crew on board included 50-year-old Captain David Cronin, who was an experienced pilot with over 28,000 flight hours.
I need to work out, say, the fleshes.
Was scheduled to be his second
I mean,
flight before his mandatory retirement.
Would you be okay if you did it 2 weeks after this weekend, or is it September? It's going to be a ball ache. I don't know about New Year's Eve yet. I suspect I'm going to be at that shithole, but if we do organise something for New Year's Eve, don't make an arse of it like you did last year, where you were waiting to see if you had to work because you were looking forward to it, and then you had to work, but tonight you didn't have to work. So anyway, you might have other plans for it, but anyway, yeah, we'll sort that out later.
When transporting passengers, it would do so in style. There was a lounge area upstairs with premium passenger seating.
So yeah, I've seen that, I believe, Count Dracula back with Jack Palance. Most unlikely Dracula. What the hell were they thinking? Simon Ward's in it. But it's scrap away. I sent it back.
All of the passengers were seated, bags were loaded into the cargo hold, and the fuel tank was filled. At
Friday.
1:52 a.m., flight 811
I sent it back Friday at the Scunthorpe post office on High Street. Luckily, I got a free return. As he anticipated some turbulence up ahead. This was a decision that would, inadvertently, save the lives of many passengers. As soon as it was safe to do so, the cabin crew began serving drinks and preparing meals. Around 17 minutes into the flight, there was a loud thump which shook the whole plane, prompting Captain Cronin to explain, "What the hell was that?" Nobody else in the cockpit I'm hoping we get a good result with that holiday request tomorrow.
In a split second, a huge hole opened up on the right side of the plane.
All booked since March.
Business class section of seats. The floor collapsed and rows 8, 9, 10.
Accommodation later, right? But that's peddling full now. I mean, I just hope they're not going to be a bunch of arseholes at that place.
These 9 passengers were never seen again, and their bodies were never recovered.
Oh yeah, I've got my chips on go. I've had both my down at hots. Like I said, the last one, ooh, Jesus. I thought I got away with it. I had me shite about 1 o'clock, I think, or 1:30, and I'm like, ooh. And I even walked out to the car, and I did that video, which you didn't respond to. And I set off, and I think I was approaching Rockcliffe, and suddenly, oh, that pain in the stomach started. And I thought, oh, the bastard places, it's like, you know, you've got to go for a shit. That kind of pain. Bloody delayed reaction. Anyway, like I said, I made it to the shithole where I am at the moment. And please, you heard the sound. It was like Armageddon coming out my arse.
the same time, the outer
let's go
skin
for a
of the
piss.
aircraft was peeling off.